Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Rachel. This is my show, Exposed Teeth, the Holistic Dentistry Show. Tonight I am going to be talking about, should you do a heavy metal detox? Is it something that you need to consider? Is it important for your health and wellness? And is it something that everybody needs to do or just a select few? So thank you very much if you're joining me live, and thank you so much if you're taking the time to watch the replay. I really enjoy doing these shows for you and being able to share the information that I have learned through my 26 plus years in dentistry. So I'm a holistic dentist. I run Evolve Dental Healing, a holistic practice just in the western suburbs of Brisbane. And tonight I want to help you understand whether you need to do a heavy metal detox and how simple that can be, that you don't really have to put yourself through a lot of chemicals, a lot of stress, that it's something that can be done naturally and easily through food choices. So if you're joining live, please take the time to say hello, give us a wave, ask any questions, give us some comments, some feedback. If you're enjoying what you see, then I encourage you to share it, because the more people who see these videos, the more people have an understanding about the importance of their dental health as well as their overall health, and a more holistic and natural approach to their health and well-being. So I'm going to get started. I'll just make sure I've got everything switched off so we don't have any bings and beeps and distractions. So heavy metals, should I do a detox? Well, this is a good question, because the root cause behind many of today's most chronic illnesses and the most common chronic illnesses and conditions is through excess exposure to toxic metals found throughout the environment. So this is in our food supply, in our water, it can be in cosmetics, it's in dental amalgam fillings. Those contain mercury, for those who don't know. Vaccines that you have metals as well, particularly those of us who are older. The ones we had in childhood had thermosil, mercury, aluminium and other contaminants in them. The problem is heavy metal toxicity shows up, manifests itself as all sorts of unseemingly related health conditions, ranging from mental disorders to food allergies, gastric and gut problems, organ failure, and millions of people are likely to be suffering from a condition that's largely curable without even knowing it. So we think that we've got an illness or an ailment, and we go, and the current model within medicine, and I am a big fan, I'm very pro-medicine. The current model is you go with a symptom, the doctor understands what that symptom is, wants to try and reduce that symptom, so we'll have a prescription, a medication that they can give you. However, this is where we have a little bit of a downfall, because we're only addressing the symptom and we're not asking, why is that symptom there? What things are happening that could lead to that symptom? Is it things in our diet, environmental toxins? Is it exposure to things? Is it stress? Is it, poor nutrition? So heavy metals like mercury, which is contained in amalgam fillings, other heavy metals like lead, which we've taken out in petrol and paint, arsenic, cadmium, they're everywhere these days, and it makes it almost impossible to avoid them completely. And this is why I believe it's very important to learn how to manage your exposure to these toxins and these potential illness-causing environmental exposures. If we can manage this properly through proper nutrition and detoxification, then hopefully we can improve our health and well-being. So I'm going to ask you, look, if you suffer from chronic pain, mood swings, anxiety, depression, if you're constantly getting sick, if you've got poor immunity, you could actually be suffering from heavy metal toxicity, and you're getting treated for other things when there's an underlying cause that, if that burden can be taken off the body can have the capacity to heal and repair itself. So why are we not looking at this? Why are we not addressing heavy metal toxicity? Well, One of the reasons is it can be quite difficult to identify, it can be difficult to diagnose. And this is because the symptoms vary so significantly and widely from one person to another. And also, they develop and change and gradually emerge over time. So it's not like an acute exposure where if you were contaminated with mercury, you'd be sick very quickly. It's a chronic, ongoing accumulation, something that's building up in your body over time. So for one person, for example, ongoing exposure might result in an autoimmune disorder. For another, it could be reproductive problems, it can be high blood pressure, fatigue, a heart condition. You know, it can be things like chest infections, bloating, problems with your bowel movements, constipation, diarrhea. It can be anemia and memory loss, even. So, the best way to determine whether or not your symptoms are a result of heavy metal exposure is to undergo a heavy metal test. Um, you can do this with a simple, inexpensive urine test. And what they do is they give you what's called a provoking agent. So it's a special chemical that you take that helps to pull heavy metals out into the urine so that you can detect some of the body load of these metals. Once heavy metal toxicity is identified, it can be addressed by, really effectively addressed through diet, supplementation, and proper lifestyle changes. So I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about what foods you can use to help you detox from heavy metals or just to improve your vitality and wellness overall. I mean, we tend to think that we eat to satisfy our taste buds. Taste buds. I got very, very English then. Taste buds, taste buds. Yeah, I'm reverting to my old Birmingham past there. So if we only eat to satisfy our cravings, then, if we're stressed, we want sugar, we want something salty, something fatty, or something dense. But that's probably not the best thing to support our body. The other problem we have is that processed food is manufactured, it's cheap, it makes it affordable, and unfortunately people buy it because they're on a budget and you're trying to save money. And look, we've all been there. Problem with processed foods is not only is it chemical and toxin laden, it's devoid of any nutritional value. So your body's actually, you might be getting a lot of calories in from your sugar and what have you, but your body's actually starving because it's not getting all the essential nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the essential fats that keep you healthy. And so it's telling you you're hungry all the time when in fact it's saying, I am malnourished. So we've got this obesity epidemic where we've got more and more people in Western cultures who are overweight, but they're actually malnourished. I mean, that just makes no sense. And so we have to look at what we're doing to ourselves. We're living in an environment where there's more chemicals and more toxins than ever before. We're subjected to more stress than I can recall my parents being subjected to. I mean, I'm sure they were stressed in their own way, but we're living in this very fast-paced technological society that's changing all the time. We don't value our sleep. We burn the candle at both ends. We're constantly switched on and plugged in. And we're not eating and drinking what we should do to support our body, yet alone exercising and looking at our relationships and going more within and meditating and taking time to self-care and nurture. So if we can start making some small changes to the way that we live and use our livingness more as a medicine rather than bashing ourselves with poor diet and stress and lack of exercise, would it be possible to improve the health of so many people? And look, I believe strongly that yes, the answer is yes, you can. I mean, I used to drink a lot of coffee. I drank lots of alcohol because I needed it to unwind. I would exercise too much. I wouldn't sleep well. And I was very, very stressed. And whilst I wasn't overweight because I was exercising so hard, I was sick. I was also environmentally, through my occupation, exposed to mercury because I didn't know any different. My health suffered. I was exhausted. I couldn't think straight. I had fatigue. And, look, it just took a moment to step back and go, you know what? My issues are of my own creation and I can take charge and there are things I can change. And so this episode tonight is about, heavy metals and should you detox. But I don't want you to switch off if you don't think that you're impacted by heavy metals. I want you to think, oh, there's some lifestyle changes that I could make that would support me to improve my health or maintain my health. And, that's very much what we're about here at Evolved Dental Healing. It's about helping people to make better choices, to have a great lifestyle, to live a long, healthy life, where they can enjoy their grandkids, they can enjoy their retirement and have fun. So I'm going to talk about some foods that can help support you to detox heavy metals, but also support you to live a long, healthy life. And I want to thank James and Linda and everyone else who's watching. Please say hello, join in, give us your comments, give us your feedback, suggest topics that you'd like me to talk about. I mean, I'm a dentist, I'm also a holistic practitioner. So go for it. If there are things you want to know, make suggestions. We'll do Facebook Lives for you. Might even have you on the show. I'm thinking we should have a guest slot at some point. So with a heavy metal detox, what foods can you eat? Well, you need to eat foods that support your digestion, support your liver function, and actually help to push heavy metals out of the body. Now, they can do that in two ways: by speeding up the metabolism and displacing the heavy metals by putting in the minerals and all the goodies that you need instead. But there are certain foods that are considered what's called chelators. Now, a chelator is something that goes into the cell, into the internal workings, the little energy centers and the little factories inside there, and it actually binds to mercury, lead, cadmium, arsenic, and so forth, and helps pull it out from the body. So one of the most effective chelators, and a chelator is a compound that binds heavy metals so they flush from the body, is coriander, or if you're American, cilantro. It's probably the only really effective food agent that's capable of removing mercury from inside the cells in those intracellular spaces and what's called the nuclei of the cell, which is where the DNA and the energy production happens. So I'm going to say, if you want to help keep heavy metals out your body, you need to eat lots of coriander. Now, I personally don't really like coriander that much. I find it quite soapy. But if I chop it up small and I can add it into things or put it in sauces or even make like a coriander pesto, I find that that's a really good way to get that into my body. To bring out heavy metals, you want foods that are rich in sulfur. Now, heavy metals bind to sulfur and that helps pull them out of the body. It helps reduce your toxic metal load. So these are egg yolks, garlic, onions, horseradish, your green cruciferous vegetables, the ones that smell when you cook them, like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. You also want foods that are rich in cysteine, which is a protein that helps bind to the heavy metals. And those foods include things like chicken, turkey, duck, egg yolks again, garlic and onions again. And these are really beneficial. You also want to have some fruits that are rich in pectin. And these are things like apples, lemons, lime, and grapefruits. Now, the thing with fruits, they are sugary and they are acidic, and that will damage your teeth if you eat too many. So try and have those things with your meals so that it's combined and it's not something that you're having frequently. Because of the high sulfur content, I'm also going to recommend grass-raised animal meat. This is going to help pull heavy metals from the body. Now, if they're grass-raised and the soil is rich, it's got loads of nutrients in that meat that's coming up from the soil into the grass. The cow, the sheep are eating that, and then you as the human being are getting the benefits of that food chain cycle coming through. So grass-fed meat, how nature intended it. It's going to help pull heavy metals from the body. It's also going to supply your body with minerals, as I've said, great fats, fat-soluble vitamins, and the sulfur-containing amino acids that you need to help detox, have good liver function, and great digestion, and a strong immune system. So another thing that's really great, and it's super trendy at the moment. I mean, you can't go to a cafe here in Brisbane anymore without having a turmeric latte. There's these yellow drinks just appearing everywhere. So turmeric is an anti-inflammatory spice. It's super helpful. It supplies the body with good nutrition. It helps maintain the health of the liver and the kidneys. And your liver and kidneys are crucial for expelling toxins from the body. On top of this, you need adequate mineral intake. Minerals are crucial. They are so necessary for eliminating toxic metals. They push the metals from storage areas and they support the body in its biochemical processes. So something like magnesium, for example, magnesium is involved in about 70% of the processes in your body. So if you don't have enough magnesium, you're going to have fatigue, you're going to get cramps, you're going to get sick. Basically, you're going to become acidic and you're going to have inflammation. So you want to make sure you've got an adequate mineral intake. Now, the minerals in food are only as good as the soil it's grown in. So you can't you can't go on Dr. Google and have a look and go, how much magnesium is in X? Because that's a round figure. It depends where it's grown. It depends on the soil. So you may need to take a mineral supplement to be able to get what you want. Great source of minerals is bone broth. You can make your own, or you can buy bone broth now. It's really readily available. You want to ensure you're getting plenty of trace minerals and you're getting good vitamins for maximum detoxification. You need things like vitamin C, you need zinc, you need selenium. You need B vitamins as well to help support your immune system and your nervous system. So, if your digestion's not great, you might want to supplement with hydrochloric acid so that it helps get the digestive enzymes and digestive juices going. You can take digestive enzymes. You can eat things like pineapple. You can use alpha lipoic acid. You can use things like chlorella and chlorophyll. The green stuff from within plants, really high in magnesium, really high in all those trace minerals and lots of vitamins as well. Superb for your digestion. Just a word of warning, it will give you green poop, so don't panic. I'd also recommend a high quality fish oil or a krill oil. And these things are all going to be anti-inflammatory, have loads of antioxidants, going to help your body repair, and they're also going to help you replace the minerals that can be lost. Now, when you're doing a detox, you can actually lose more minerals than you'd like because those things that pull heavy metals out are also going to take metals out of the body. So you need to make sure you're replenishing that supply through your diet and maybe some supplements, as I've mentioned. So if you can reduce your heavy metal exposure and support your body to detox through some of these simple dietary recommendations and supplements, you can really help reduce and improve any chronic health symptoms that you have. I'm also going to recommend that if you've got amalgam fillings, that you're going to remove one of the sources of mercury exposure by getting those amalgam fillings safely removed from your teeth. Seek out the support of a holistic dentist, a smart certified dentist that's going to use proper safety protocol, ensure your amalgams are removed without extra mercury exposure, and they're going to recommend some detox or at least work in conjunction with a nutritionist or a naturopath, integrative GP, for example, so that you can help get healthy. So if you think that you've got heavy metal toxicity, I would seek the support from a good integrative doctor or a naturopath and just check out where you stand before you undertake a detox program. Because if you try to detox too quickly, you can make yourself actually feel unwell because your body can't cope with it. It's not ready to take on what you're asking it to do. So the key with any heavy metal detox is slow and steady. Be patient, follow directives, and just make sure you're taking your time so that you're getting the maximum benefit of what you need. And look, if you're concerned about your amalgam fillings, consult a holistic dentist. You know, they've got to understand the implications of mercury for you. And look, if you live in Brisbane and you like what you see, then would be delighted to have a chat with you and have a look around, see what's going on, and come up with a plan to help you remove those mercury fillings, do a detox, and get back on the road to good health. So if you'd like to know more about what I do, then feel free to give my office a call. Our number is 37201811, and we'd love to help you back onto the road to have a healthy mouth and a healthy body. I want to say thank you so much once again to everyone who's been watching me live. If you want to watch the replay, then please do so. And if you are watching the replay, fantastic. I want to say hi to Janine. She missed the start. Yes, you can eat coriander. That's my understanding. There's going to be some controversy around that. Not everybody agrees on these processes. The way I like to look at it is that we're upgrading your body's own natural reserves and giving it what it needs to do, what it needs to do. Some people say you should wait until after the fillings are out. Look, I think if you're adding a little bit into the diet and not going overboard, it's quite okay. Thanks, Chris, for joining. Thanks, James. Thank you, everyone who's been here. Thank you so much. This has been the Exposed Teeth Holistic Dentist Show with Dr. Rachel. I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me live. If you've enjoyed this, please give us some likes and do share the video. See you next time. Thank you.